Company. Today I have a client. We were working on some stomach stuff. She feels like she's a little trapped, a little stuck, maybe some stagnant energy. What I'm going to do is douse. I'm going to ask for some stuck emotions, and as we do this, please do it for yourself. Whether you have issues with bowel movements, maybe you just get really bad cramps, PMS cramps, maybe you have a lot of difficulty processing information mentally, emotionally, physically, and psychologically. This is where it can get trapped, because when we swallow stuff, it ends up here. When we choose not to process stuff that happens in our lifetimes, we swallow it down and it gets stuck. So anytime you have any physical ailments that create disharmony in the abdominal area, whether it's your menses, bowel movements, processing food you eat, maybe you constantly get a lot of stomach aches, let's go ahead and see if we can find out what some of these trapped emotions are in order to heal this space. So I'm going to use my little dowsing tool. I'm going to ask, is the energy that we're going to proxy here for this soul and other souls more mental, emotional, or physical? And it's more mental stuff. So let's just ask, is it anything she inherited? And it says yes, from her mom or her dad. Something she got from her mother. So let's just go in. I'm going to have you put your finger in your little belly button there. Let's ask that anything that got genetically encoded from your biological mother, from her biological mother and father, and their biological mother and father, let's go in and clear anything mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, or psychological that causes disharmony in this abdominal cavity. Maybe it's things this soul isn't aware of, or maybe they're not. You can take your hand, you can just leave yours there. You can rotate clockwise to remove stuff, because you've got to really shift the energy of letting go of things that you're aware of and unaware of. Maybe they're just really hidden, buried, and covered up. Let's give permission to your angels and your guides to acknowledge any of this trauma, any of this tragedy, any of these emotions that just are not processing or eliminating through your body. Take a breath in. I'm just going to ask a couple questions. So let's just clear for everyone in general, blocks to tranquility, blocks to joy, blocks to happiness. In our umbilicus, we get everything in the womb from our biological mother and father. If they had blocks to joy, blocks to happiness, blocks to tranquility, or their mother and father had these blocks, we want to acknowledge them and release them for the generations before us and the generations after us. Go ahead and take a breath in. Let's clear any stagnant thoughts, stagnant feelings, stagnant emotions, whether we're aware of them or unaware of them, whether they're hidden, buried, and covered up. Let's give permission for them to unwind, release, and let go. Take another breath. I'm going to ask, is it something in this lifetime or past lifetime? It's a lot of past lifetime stuff. So obviously she wouldn't be aware of it. And I'm going to ask, am I aware of what's going on? And it says no. I'm going to ask, does her guides understand? Yes. Does her high self committee understand? They say yes. I'm going to ask that they go in now, transform, transport, release, and remove any and all stagnation, all layers, levels, and lifetimes that create disharmony in this abdominal area. Let's move that energy. In Chinese medicine, we have the stomach, the Yin channel, the stomach, the spleen, the kidney channel. We have the gallbladder channel running through here. So let's go in and ask all the organs, the lungs, the large intestine, the stomach, the spleen, the heart, the small intestine, the liver, the gallbladder, the Sanjiao, and triple warmer. Let's ask these energies become unblocked. Let's ask these meridians be filled with light, be filled with love and be filled with forgiveness. Take another breath. So then I feel some stuff here in her solar plexus. I'm going to ask, this is about Rin 14. I'm going to ask any thoughts, feelings, and emotions that got trapped in the heart, trapped in the diaphragm, trapped in the lungs. If it's hidden, buried, covered up, maybe she worries about how, or you worry about what people think about you. Maybe you process information, and maybe we've got a lot of stuck stuff here. Take a breath. And give a nice exhale to release it. Let's clear that critical thought process, critical thinking, judgments, perceptions, belief that we genetically got encoded from our mother and father, their mothers and fathers. Let's acknowledge it, release it, and clear it. How do you feel from when we started?
Better.
A little better? Okay. Let's ask on a soul level. Let's ask energetically. Remove everything to that umbilical area. Give permission for healing to not only this soul, but to our biological mother and father. Let's ask we sever all cords, all belief systems, all judgments, and let them go. Take one more breath. And then thank your guides and angels for helping you to remove, to eliminate, and process this information. Sometimes it can process over the week. If you feel that you get cramping, stuck, disharmony, maybe unhappiness, maybe fear, put your hands back on there and breathe. Do this throughout the day several times until you start feeling more in control of your life and your thoughts.